Hey Sagittarius, welcome to my channel, Intuitive Tarot Empath. I'm going to be doing a general reading for you for the month of April 2017. I hope that you have had a great start to the new year so far. There's been some really positive, good energy that's just been moving everybody right along in the direction that they need to be going in. So that's incredibly exciting, and I hope that that's been happening for you as well. So just to let you know, this is a general reading. Therefore, in the event that this reading doesn't resonate with you, please feel free to go check out the other videos for your sun, moon, and or rising sign. And even if this does resonate with you, checking out the videos for your sun, moon, and or rising sign can sometimes help give clarity on some situations that are currently going on in your life. So with that said, I did pre-shuffle the cards and pulled out a spread prior to making the video, so that we could just kind of, I could give you my little spiel and we could just get into it. So with that said, let's take a look at what you got. So off the bat, I'm going to say that this is a reading about emotions. I get a lot of love and relationship in this. First of all, on the bottom of the deck, we start off with the Knight of Cups. And so here you have somebody offering emotion, offering love. Somebody riding in steadily and slowly and giving you offers of affection. And underneath that card is the Ace of Wands. So I feel like it's somebody that you're passionate about, somebody who's presenting a new opportunity for you. Somebody, who's opening up a whole new world of possibility. And this could also be a person that you had previously been waiting for, and now you don't need to wait for them any longer. So I feel like there was a period of time where you were kind of in a holding pattern, but you're starting to come out of that now, and new opportunities are arising because of it. So, in your present situation, we have the Five of Cups. So you see here this poor, sad man looking at the cups that have spilled in front of him, but is not able to see the cups that are behind him. So perhaps what has happened in your current situation, there might have been a breakup. There might have been a loss of somebody who meant something to you. And so right now, all you can kind of see is the sadness that's in front of you, but you can't really see the possibilities that are behind you. And what I think is interesting about that is you have offers of love literally all around you, because what crosses you is the Page of Cups. So I think it's somebody who could potentially be younger than you, somebody who wants to be in a relationship with you. You even have the Knight of Cups. So, you might even have somebody who's a little bit older than the Page of Cups who's offering you new opportunities. And here, here are the two cups that are standing behind you, but you're kind of too sad about your current situation to see how many possibilities you have that are offering you brand new, exciting things. Because fives are also about conflict, so you're having this kind of internal struggle over perhaps a person who you had feelings for that then has left. And here you have somebody, maybe it's somebody who is waiting for you to get over this hard time that you're going through. Somebody who's willing, who wants to be with you. I think that this is what's coming up that I think is really interesting, because in the past, I have a feeling that the relationship you were in that has just ended, might have been one that you felt extraordinarily caged in by. And as a Sagittarius, you know that you guys are all about adventure. I love me a Sagittarius. Yes, they are so much fun as friends, as partners. There is never a dull moment with the Sagittarius. They love adventure. They love spontaneity. They're extraordinarily charming because they're extremely smart. They're incredibly funny and witty and clever. And so it's hard to pin down a Sagittarius because they're so, ready to go at the drop of a hat. Like, they're down for whatever. And so perhaps perhaps you were with somebody um, who made you feel like you got into a relationship with this person obviously because you wanted to and you had feelings for them, but then all of a sudden the relationship became kind of a burden. You see the woman in this, it became a mental burden. And so you see the woman here is blindfolded, she's wrapped up in rope, and she's surrounded by swords, but you'll notice that she's free to leave whenever she wants. She's not completely caged in. But I feel like Sagittarians in relationships can sometimes feel trapped and feel like there's no way out. So perhaps it was that you stayed with this person out of obligation. Maybe you're married to them and you have a family. Maybe you're not married to them and you have a family, and so you wanted to stay together for the children. Or maybe, you felt like you owed it to yourself to try to make things work with this person for whatever reason, and so you stayed, but it made you feel so caged in, and it made you feel like you weren't yourself, because this is not indicative of how a Sagittarius feels. Sagittarians don't like to be, chained up in ropes. They want to be free to roam. And so perhaps you might have felt like this person restrained you from doing the things that you wanted to do, put too many boundaries on you, and you stayed because I get the sense that you wanted to stay because you felt like you owed it to this person for some reason, or maybe you felt like you owed it to yourself to see how far you could take it. But there's this feeling of separateness that you had started to mentally disconnect from this person because you weren't happy, and I think that made you kind of take a lot of time to think about what was going on in the relationship. But I feel like, you started to separate yourself because you were like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I don't know how to tell this person that I don't want to do this anymore. It could be vice versa, that you got the feeling that this person felt beholden to stay with you even though they didn't want to. However, I have the distinct feeling that this is you. This is you saying, I don't want to be with this person. I'm not happy in this relationship, but I don't know how to tell them. But then, Sagittarius, once you decided that you were going to say something to them, you were off and running. Like, notice how we have the Knight of Swords here. Notice how we have the fire under that horse's feet. Like I said, once you hit the ground running, you were gone. And so I think it's interesting also where the Knight of Swords is positioned, that he's looking out into the past. So I think that perhaps you had tried new ways of doing things and it didn't feel very comfortable. You didn't feel like yourself. Everything felt gray. It didn't feel colorful. It didn't feel happy. It didn't feel good to be doing these new things because it didn't feel right to you. So I think that you needed to put some fire back into your life. I feel like that's what was lacking. And you'll notice the colors in this card, even though there are clouds, there's fire on the bottom, there's blue all throughout the sky. And in this card, it's just gray. It's just gray. You got some blue on the bottom in the water, but everything else for the most part is, gray and dreary. And Sagittarians are anything but gray and dreary people. So I think that once you decided that you didn't want to be with this person anymore, you were like, I'm done, I'm running as fast as I can back into like old ways of doing things, because it makes you feel more like yourself. So maybe going out more with friends, maybe communicating more with people, maybe this person you feel kind of cut you off from friendships and from relationships that you had before you met them. And so, you getting rid of them meant that you got to go back to do the things that you did before you were with them. And you were super excited about it. But unfortunately, you're currently going through a period of time where you're maybe even regretting having left this person. And so you're, don't we idealize relationships that have ended, once we've had some time to really think about what it was that we gave up or what it was that we lost? The picture always looks pretty from the rearview mirror, but like when you were in it, it felt like this. And then that time after you were so excited. You weren't even looking behind. You were like, I'm done. I'm going. Bye. Like, yeah, here I go. But now you're currently in a moment where you're like, maybe that wasn't such a great idea. Maybe I shouldn't have given up on this person. Maybe this person was everything that I wanted, in life. Maybe this was a mistake. And not being able to see the opportunities that are ahead of you, because you have opportunities for things that you care about, whether it's, this person no longer being in your life means that you have new opportunities in work, in making money, in things that you're passionate about, or whether it's that you get to meet somebody else who you really are supposed to be with, and this person helped you learn lessons about yourself. All right, so in the advice position, we have the 8 of Wands in reverse. So usually the 8 of Wands in its upright position means like the arrows of love coming in out of nowhere. And usually means like messages, so like messaging back and forth with someone. I have a feeling that these arrows are about messages that you had with someone, but I think it's pertaining to the person that you just broke up with, or whatever the situation is between the two of you. Maybe you're on a break, maybe you're getting divorced, maybe you've decided to leave this person, maybe you're in the process of breaking up, maybe you're just thinking about breaking up with this person, and this is kind of the path that you're currently on if you choose to stay on it. Because there's always a level of free will with everything. So perhaps you and this person are exchanging messages, or maybe you met this person and then it took you guys a long time to get to the point where you were like, all right, I'm in it. And so, I think that keeping yourself open to new possibilities, it's going to be a slow, getting to see those 2 cups that are behind you, Page of Cups and Knight of Cups, getting to see the possibilities that are right behind you is going to be difficult, and it's going to be slow going. But you need to believe that this was for the best. There's always a reason for everything. So, it could be that new people are coming in, and so you're going to be kind of slow to get on board with a new relationship. And so the messages, everything's going to be kind of going at its own pace. Or it could be that the person that you're with is, this can also be jealousy. So somebody who's super jealous of your relationships with other people, or super jealous of just things that you have that they want in general, whatever that means to you. It could also be, that the person that you're with, like I said, is somebody who you met and then it was kind of slow going to get to where the 2 of you were together. But I think that ultimately what this card is saying is take your time, be patient, stay open to possibilities, and don't close yourself off to, to the new things that are coming into your life. Whether you decide to message this person and then a reconciliation is like slow going. But I want to say that you have some new opportunities that are really exciting that await you, as long as you stay open to them. You have the 8 of Wands here. Look at all those wands, all of these messages coming out of nowhere. So, I always believe that breakups happen for a reason. And I think that once you're, people get back together all the time and, it works out and there are those kinds of stories. But I feel like give yourself a moment to enjoy feeling like yourself again, and not in a superficial kind of way where you're just excited to not be chained up anymore, and so you're kind of running on adrenaline. Like, now that you're actually, feeling like yourself again, but also like grieving the moment that you're in, that's totally fine. So like, if things take time to happen, then they take time to happen, and that's okay. So let them happen in the timing that they're going to happen. Don't force anything, don't rush anything, don't feel like you're supposed to be feeling something at this time for whatever reason. I think that this is the future position. This is a Strength card in reverse. So I think that this breakup might have you feeling a little bit weak right now. Or in the future, like since you're in the Five of Cups moment, like this obviously, when you're sad, you're not feeling your strongest. But I think that you're stronger than you think you are right now. And I think you know that. Like, you don't need me to say that. Sagittarians are all fire. And they're all like fire that literally moves forward, moves all around. It's just like a jumpy, happy, fiery, fun energy. And so I think that this is really throwing you for a loop because it's making you really sad. Because I think that you feel like you gave up on, in giving up on this relationship, you feel like you gave up on yourself. And you need to know that this relationship did not define you, that this, you may have felt obligated to stay with this person to prove something to yourself, but you don't have anything to prove to yourself. You're okay, and you're stronger than you think you are. And so obviously, you're in a moment where you're not feeling so strong, and that's okay. It's going to pass. Because we have here the Magician card, and this is in the U position. You don't think it right now, but you have everything in your power to make yourself a happy life. The Magician has his wand and his sword and his cup and his pentacle. So he's got everything. And it's also a 1. So you're at the beginning of a brand new adventure, which is extraordinarily exciting. All you have to do is believe. I know it sounds real hokey and like Peter Pan-y and like, yeah, Neverland. But all you need to do is remember who you are. Remember how strong you are and how fiery you are. And remember that, you are this guy. That's what makes, or this girl, that's what makes you so much fun, is the fact that you can be spontaneous and adventurous and charming because you know yourself really well. You know that you can trust yourself. You know that you have everything you need to make your life good and happy, and that you can be a good time. But right now you're just sad, and that's okay. Let yourself be sad. Let yourself feel it. Grief is a real emotion, and that's totally fine. Once again, we have the 7 of Pentacles. So we have, this is your environment. So this is you kind of reflecting on what you've just been in, which I think goes along with the 5 of Cups. Ooh, sorry, hold on. I'm just gonna fix something. All right, so which goes along with this like 5 of Cups mentality. It's like, look, they're even in the same posture of like looking down and looking into what it was, reflecting on a moment. And 7s are about, 7s in astrology are about relationships. They're about partners and marriages, and they're also about like business partners and that kind of stuff. So I think that you're in a really reflective moment in your life right now where you're looking back on what you had and maybe thinking that, what I had with this person was really good. Like, we cultivated something important, and, maybe I was kind of hasty in giving up on it. All right, so in the hope and fear position, we have the Death card in reverse. So I think that so Death, I love the Death card because it's all about change, and it's about renewal, and it's about a rebirth. And so it's about realizing that sometimes the things that we're so comfortable doing don't work for us anymore. And so I think that maybe part of this is also going through a period of time where you're a little confused about that. Where you're like, the things that I have been doing for years no longer serve me, but I can't seem to stop doing them. And when I try to do something differently, this is how I feel. And so I immediately want to run as fast as I can away from it. And so it's this feeling of, like, that in and of itself is making you not be able to trust yourself, and to make you feel like, well, maybe this isn't as good. What I've been doing isn't as good or as fun as it's worthwhile as, I thought it was. And so, maybe it was that you ran out of this relationship thinking that you were going to go back to your old ways and that everything was going to be the way it was before you met this person. And it turns out that you're not the same person anymore. because relationships change us by the very nature of like having to this is a terrible way of saying it, but like by having to deal in close proximity to another person and to like care about another person's needs and wants and all that good stuff, I feel like you inherently change, like you end up changing, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. And sometimes you run away from those people because you don't like the changes that are being made within you. But I think that your eyes have really been opened up to needing to do things differently than you did before. But I think you're being a little bit resistant to it right now, because the Death card is all about change. But I feel like when it's reversed, it's, you know, the hope that you will change, but the fear that you won't, or the fear that you'll have to change, and then that'll, you know, that'll end poorly. Or, you know, change is scary. Like, who likes to change up the way that they do things? Being a Cancer, I know all about that. I hate, I hate change unless I'm the one doing the changing, and even then I'm like, nah, I'm good. But, you know, Sagittarius, I feel like, you know, isn't necessarily known for being set in their ways because they're so incredibly spontaneous, but there are still things inherent to us as people that we hold on to because it makes us comfortable. And I think that if you change things for yourself, you will be surprised at how many new opportunities you have. I mean, on the bottom of the deck, underneath all the other cards, we have, you know, we start with the Knight of Cups, but then we go to the Ace of Wands reversed, the Hangman reversed, and then we also have the Ace of Swords reversed. And underneath the Ace of Swords reversed is the Ten of Cups. I mean, so really, Sagittarius, there's nothing bad about you changing. In fact, you making some changes to your life and the way that you do things is going to, like, you're going to reap the rewards of, wow, say that word again. You're going to reap the rewards of that so fruitfully, that you're going to be so happy that you trusted yourself. Trust yourself again. Trust yourself again. Mistakes are learning processes. Like, mistakes are made to help us learn. Like, you're human. So in the outcome position is the Two of Pentacles. So I think that you're going through a period of time where ultimately you're going to end up learning how to balance the things that you want versus the things that you're not willing to give up. And I mean that about, like, you're going to be able to balance the things about yourself that you're not willing to give up. I feel like you're going to be accepting parts of yourself that maybe in this period of time you've started to reconsider. And I think that that's going to help you trust yourself more. Because the Two of Pentacles is all about balance. And you'll notice the infinity symbol. His pentacles are being juggled in an infinity symbol, and over top of the magician's head is an infinity symbol. So I think that, excuse me, by the end of the month, you are going to be balanced and in good spirits again. Potentially with the Two of Pentacles, because I feel like this is true of any two situation, or any card with a two on it, potentially you could end up, you know, talking or seeing somebody else. I mean, you have these two, you know, these two cup cards, the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So it could very well be that either you're juggling these two people, like these are other possible scenarios. You're juggling these two people, or you decide to make it work with one of them, or perhaps that you're trying to balance things within yourself. So it's just the relationship that you have with you. But by the end of the month, you're feeling good again, you're trusting yourself again, you're feeling confident again. You know, I think it's also interesting that the Magician card is a 1. And so obviously the next move up is a 2. So I think that, you know, like I keep saying, by the end of the month, you are going to be in such a good place. You're going to trust yourself again. You're going to feel good about the decisions that you've been making. You're going to be in a better place. Like, things might still feel a little rocky and the sea might still feel a little, you know, a little crazy, but I think that it's, That's the wrong way to say it. It's not going to still feel crazy. It's going to feel like you're in control of everything again. That's what I meant to say. You're going to feel like everything is in your hands again, and that you know, are your usual happy, festive. Look at that guy. He's dancing around in front of the ocean. Like, he's not having a bad time. So, you know, you're going to be back on top again in your life. Feeling good, trusting yourself, making good decisions. So I am going to pull some clarification cards from the Lenormand Tarot deck. Let's see, what should I pull for? Let's pull for, I want to pull for the Death card and see. All right, let's see. So here's where I will. You can hear them off screen, but I'm not really doing this on screen. I apologize. So I'll try to get the cards into the frame, so at least there's something to look at. All right, so for the Death in reverse card. So what is it that you're so afraid or interested in changing? All right, so maybe two more shuffles. I always want to say souffles, but that's dumb. Or maybe not. I don't know. I think I'm funny. All right, anyway. So we have the coffin, we have the clouds, and we have the birds. All right, so Sagittarius, just reaching across my table here. All right, so we have these three cards. We have the birds, we have the clouds, and we have the coffin. So I think that this is very interesting because the coffin in the Lenormand deck is essentially the Death card. So the whole idea of the coffin is that you need to make some changes so that you can have a new beginning. And I think that aren't breakups changes that create new beginnings. So I think that this is a new beginning for you. This could even be a new way to see relationships. This could be a new way to see yourself. I mean, and this is something that had to happen the way that it was going to happen. So a lot of changes are going to come of this, but like in order to create new beginnings. So that's very exciting. So the Cloud card was the second card. And I think it's very interesting that the coffin was on the dark side of the cloud. So it's almost like the thing that you don't want to think about, the thing that you feel is going to bring you the most amount of, like, for lack of a better way of saying it, but like trying to stave off the thing that you think is going to bring you the most amount of misery. You know, and on the other side, this is a card that came up in the middle. So change and the card of new beginnings was on the dark side of the clouds. On the light side of the clouds are the owls. So the owls usually represent like kind of old, gossipy, chattery people. I think in the little book it even says like they represent like old, gossipy women. So maybe the thing that you fear is people saying things about you, about the way that you do things, or talking badly about you, or gossiping about you. But don't, and maybe that's the thing that kind of, you know, let the wind out of your sails a little bit, was this feeling of like, nobody sees me the way that I want to see myself. And so, you know, and maybe having broken up with this person, that kind of in your mind confirmed kind of like some fears for you. But I think that I'm super incredibly excited about this Two of Pentacles though, because you're really going to come into a spot at least by the end of April where you're feeling like yourself again, and not in a Knight of Swords, you know, I'm running on adrenaline kind of way, in a real solid earthly way, because Pentacles are all about the earth. So you're going to be super grounded in who you are. And the fact that you're going from the 1, which is the Magician, to the 2 of Pentacles, like you're going in a good direction. All right, so what I'm going to do next is, sorry for my reaching arm, I'm going to pull from the Guardian Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Where did I put? Sorry, there's a little book that comes with it. And what's great about these cards is A, the artwork is really interesting, and B, the advice on the cards is really reasonable and like stuff that you can translate into your real life and like actually use. So I'm going to try to shuffle these really big cards. Actually, there's one card that kind of popped out, so we're going to use that one, but I'm also going to give the rest of the cards a shuffle and give you 2 pieces of advice this month, because I think that, Sagittarius, you need a little pick-me-up right now, and all's going to be well. All's going to be really well. And like I keep saying, I'm super excited for you. This is you're going into an extremely good period of time. Trust yourself. You're stronger than you think you are. These cards are redonkulous. All right, hold on. Hold on. Hold up. I spent all summer listening to Beyonce's Lemonade because it's it's my jam. All right. Let's see. All right, so we are going to cut the cards and then pull. All right, so interesting. Okay, so the card that popped out is 5 of Abundance. So let me read what's on the card. So there are times when everyone needs a hand. Your angels want you to know that you needn't go through your current challenges alone. Accept the help of those around you. The situation you're experiencing is temporary. This may not be the right time to become self-employed. Be patient. All right, so let's read the little thing from the book. So the 5 of Abundance. So this is essentially, in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, this is the 5 of Pentacles. So you needn't go through your current challenges all by yourself. There are times when we all need a little help, and heaven wants us to feel safe asking for it. Your angels are inviting you to come in from the rain. Accept their help and the assistance of friends, family, and other earth angels who are surrounding you. This card is an indicator that you feel very challenged right now, but it's also evidence that there are compassionate individuals nearby who could really make a difference. Don't lose faith. These challenges are temporary and things will improve very soon. Review your situation and plan the next step toward the life you desire. Keep your thoughts positive and focus on the things you have to be grateful for. If you're considering becoming self-employed, wait a little longer before enacting your plan. So, okay. All right, you. So, additional meanings of this card. Ask for what you need, the importance of loving yourself, feeling alone, financial worries, health challenges. So I think that this goes hand in hand, because if you know the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, you know that the 5 of Pentacles is the 2 people kind of left out in the cold by a church. But I think that it is very similar to the opening with the 5 of Cups, that you're going through a difficult situation right now, but you're surrounded by people who love you and want to take care of you. So even if the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups are not, people who want a love relationship with you, if they're just friends, like, go ahead and take them up on their, these cards look so messy, go ahead and take them up on their offers. Like, you need it right now, and I think that friends are going to make you feel so much better. So the other card was Successful Completion. So that's exciting. So this is a time of incredible accomplishment. You're justified in feeling joy, a sense of completion, and pride in the amazing job you've done. You've been blessed with many spiritual insights. Soon you'll begin a new journey, but for now, take time to bask in the happiness of your dreams coming true. So let's take a look at what the other messages are for this card. So this is a moment of incredible accomplishments. All your efforts have come full circle and you're to be congratulated for having done an amazing job. There's a feeling of joy, completion, and pride surrounding the work that's been done. Spiritual enlightenment has been sought and you've grown a great deal. You are blessed. It will soon be time to begin something new and exciting. As humans, we must continue to learn and evolve, but for now, take time to bask in this wonderful, precious moment of happiness. Additional meanings of this card: fulfillment, clarity of purpose, cosmic awareness, love of Mother Earth, global activism, and dreams coming true. What did I tell you? You are going to be more than fine. And in fact, if you can just give yourself a minute, be patient, and realize that you're about to come into some really, like a really wonderful period of time in your life. And also, successful completion is the last card of the major arcana in the Guardian Angel deck, and you have here the Magician. Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to embark on a brand new, maybe a way of life. Your new opportunities in love. So I mean, all you got to do is be open, be patient, and don't stop loving yourself. You're wonderful just the way you are. Haha, see? What about it? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were able to get something from it. I'm super excited for you this month. April is going to be so amazing. So just give yourself time to feel what you need to feel, but also realize that good things are coming. Really good things are coming. Things that you never thought possible are coming, and you needed to kind of get yourself out of the confines of the restrictions that you were in order to get to where you're supposed to be. So with that said, that is the end of our reading. If you're interested in getting a personal reading with me, you can email me at intuitivetarotempath@gmail.com. I would love to read you sometime. But with that, I'm also happy to read you here, and I was very happy to do so tonight. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'm super excited for you, Sagittarius. I know I keep saying that, but I truly, truly am. This is a fantastic reading. You have some great stuff to look forward to. All right, so have a great night, have a great April, and I'll see you in May. Bye.